on, babies.
Questions. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, you guys look good tonight. It's the first I've looked at you this whole time.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
You look dapper as well.
Oh, thanks. A lot of questions, 40 hard-hitting questions on your Red Sox, your Bruins, your Patriots, your Celtics, all of the hottest topics. It's a question night. 10 questions from a guy named Rob right across the board, of which I expect him to take part in half of at least. So let's start, as we always do, with opening takes. Raymond, why don't you kick us off?
Thank you there, Richard. Celtics are being smart by resting their players. I'm sure it kills Tatum, but for once, Bobby needs to applaud the man named Joe Mazzulla for resting his players in these meaningless games down the stretch. You can't go higher than the 2 seed. You got 4 games left. You might as well rest everyone and get healthy for that first round matchup to show the world that this wasn't a fluke and get banner 19.
Yuck. Bobby, your opening take.
I have noticed that what could potentially be could be a thing down there in Foxborough. It seems like there's a lot of mention of culture by the Patriots, and I'm just wondering if they're going a little too much overboard. I'm going to wait to the draft and see how they play it. If they're only picking people that they think will fit in their locker room and their system, to me, it's a red flag. In the draft, they have to go talent. They need players that can play. They can't worry about guys that'll just do what they say. That's too Belichickian. They got to get away from that. You can pick and choose in free agency. That's where you get guys to fit your system, but you need to pick the absolute best player in the draft, and I just hope that that's what they do.
Sounds racist. The Red Sox are they're not as good as you think they are They're not as good as you think they are, and they're not as good as they think they are. They lead the league in strikeouts. They lead the league in errors. This is not sustainable. Let's put it that way. I think they got enough talent on the roster to beat up on bad teams, of which there are a lot in baseball. That'll put you in the hunt for the playoffs. But we think bigger here, and it's the Red Sox, so we think negatively. They've got some work to do. Craig Breslow needs to start looking at the deadline right now. Starting pitching rotation, and somebody that's not on pace to strike out 200 fucking times this year would be nice, especially against good pitching. So we went into the season with a lot of question marks from the Red Sox up against the good competition this year. They've been marginal to below average, and they've beaten the bad competition. It's still early. I'm just here to tell you, keep your expectations low for this team. Okay, they're here to disappoint you in all the big scenarios, and they almost did again today. We've got some staggering stats to talk about with the Red Sox.
Riveting text exchange too between you and Bill.
Oh, maybe you guys should read it out loud again, because that was such an amazing way to start the show last week.
I thought it
was. Speaking of riveting, we've got 10 questions from the Patriots in the NFL draft coming up, 10 questions from the Red Sox seesaw of a season to start, 10 questions from the Celtics NBA playoffs, and wouldn't you know it, 10 questions from the Bruins, who absolutely fucking blow. Simplest minds of the week, of course, with some late additions if Raymond actually saw my text and got them in.
That motherfucking bitch, too. She fucking, copyrighted that shit, so I had to go and find it on other platforms to get it, but I got it.
Nice. This is how much I don't pay attention even to things I do on the internet. I don't even remember what I sent you.
Oh, so, perfect. It's a doozy.
But I don't disagree that woman or thing or guy or whoever that is a bitch.
Is a man. It was a man.
There it is. Yeah. Welcome to Semi Sports Show, Friday Rewind, live April 10th. Welcome. Apparently, the Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Mazzulla and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm going to quay all these. I'm going to fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot. Welcome to the show. Very tired tonight, Jen.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Very tired. It's a real Jordan-like performance for me tonight. So if you're watching on YouTube, you are welcome. Everyone does look good. Ray, somehow you look skinny.
I've been fasting.
Nice. Good for you.
It's fucking miserable.
Have you actually been fasting?
Yeah.
Like for days? Is it like a Ramadan thing?
I do like 16 hours of fasting, so I only eat between
That's
10
can't
a.m.
be
and
true. You're making this up right now.
6 p.m. No, I'm not. No.
I've been doing that for years. It's intermittent fast. You just don't eat breakfast. That's what that's called.
Yeah, but now I'm like eating less. So I'm not having like a big sandwich and chips for lunch. I'm having a banana or oatmeal. And then I'm having for dinner, I'm having a nice meat like steak and a nice vegetable.
Yeah. Then you eat as much as possible.
Nope. I'm not.
It's intermittent. Oh, well, then it's all just going to come back if you don't do it right. It's intermittent fasting. I'm happy for you. It seems like it's working. You don't look like an absolute
piece of shit.
Yep. And Bobby, new room?
Absolutely.
Okay. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends. As always, tell your mothers. Tell them about the newsletter. It's on simplemindsports.com. We send it out every Friday. We make it very easy. We put 3 podcasts out a week. We do blogs when we fucking feel like it. And that's all set up for you on Fridays right to your inbox. So go to simplemindsports.com, join the newsletter. Very, very easy. What are you laughing at?
The private chat.
His own little private joke.
Oh, that was a little late to me. Okay, that's not even worth talking about. Speaking of not worth talking about, let's get back to our opening takes. We're going to go over to our 10 questions for the Patriots segment, which, Bobby, it seemed like you had kind of a racist agenda there on the culture, you said?
Do you have a problem with that? Are you...
No, I totally agree with everything that you said. Let's flesh that out a little bit if we could. We're going to go right down our 10 questions. Let's start with number 1. Take this one, Bobby.
Does the perfect attendance that Patriots had at OTAs actually mean anything?
No.
Ray was waiting for someone to answer because he didn't know what the answer was.
It shows that everybody's healthy right now, and they're there for their first go around with the coaches for the initial impressions. I think first impressions matter, so I think it does mean something. I'm not saying it's the most important thing in the world, but everybody's healthy as of right now. It's on the team.
The most important thing is that Vrabel is actually having this. New coaches can have OTAs 2 weeks before the draft, returning coaches 1 week before the draft. So it's nice that Vrabel's doing this because Gerard Mayo opted not to do it last year. So him and his coaches could get in sync.
They weren't ready yet.
And they weren't ready. So I like that Vrabel's actually doing it 2 weeks early and getting everyone there.
That's where I was going with it, Raymond. The crackpot crew last year couldn't actually get people in the building at all. So everything like this matters around Bobby's racist culture. Everything about this culture and changing it from what it was to what it should be. All of it matters. Yes, none of it is insignificant. Show up, pay attention. All of Vrabel's elementary school rules: no hoods, no cell phones. Focus on your agenda. All of that stuff, which I don't think we're going to be talking about necessarily. If you haven't heard it, Vrabel gave a speech and it leaked. They've taken it down since. It was on Patriots.com, and they've since taken it down.
How do they do that with no one having cell phones in the meetings?
Good question. Anyway, the big keys out of that was he said at meetings you can't have hoods up, like hoodies. I think it's like a...
Bobby thought it was a pointy white one.
Yeah. He was like, that's obvious. I don't bring that in public. And
that's just for the ceremonies, Mike.
That's right. But the other one, this is the one that caught me. There's no cell phones in the gym. So when they're lifting,
no cell phones in the gym, no cell phones in meetings. Don't fucking be late.
Don't be mean to the kitchen staff.
So
that's a more important one I took out of it.
Yeah. So they're building a culture. I like it.
Next,
Raiders cut Jack Jones. How long until he's incarcerated?
May 1st. He doesn't stand a chance. I mean, you're in Vegas and he's from Arizona. He's going to get in trouble somehow, some way.
He obviously has a lot of firearms.
Click, clack, motherfucker.
Tell me more about being from Arizona. How does that play in?
It's hot.
Okay.
Okay. When you're cranky, you commit crime.
I told you this segment was racist. I told you. The only real racism
There's
from Arizona.
Nothing racist about me insinuating that a black man, just because he's unemployed, is gonna get incarcerated.
Or
go to hell.
Or he's from Arizona. The from Arizona thing, it's more like a white trash, like wife beater thing. You guys fit the profile of shitty people from Arizona, like white trash bags that wear wife beaters.
The Chamberlains went to Arizona, didn't they?
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
See?
Just kidding.
Love them.
Love them. Love them, all of them,
Very good.
except for Michael.
Yeah.
Do you worry that Vrabel's putting too much stock into the culture part?
No, to repeat what I just said, it's all important. He's got to start somewhere. That's what he came here to do. That's the base of the foundation. Basically, just respect and do your job is like professionally is what is the rules that he laid out. If you don't have that to start with, then what do you have?
What Mayo's opening response was, "Oh, buddy, I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to be your lover. I'm going to come cuddle and tuck you in at night." Like at least like Mike Vrabel's actually taking to it like, this is football. This is your job. You're going to come here, do your fucking work, and then we're going to go home, and that's what we're going to do.
As long as they still pick the most talented football players instead of the ones that they think are the nice guys. They still have to pick the players that can play and then teach them how to be respectful. It has to be that way, not just take the respectful ones if they can't play football.
What if they picked mean ones?
Mean is fine. Mean is good. You want your players to be mean. It's just the respectful part and like about like always that stuff can be taught, but what can't be taught necessarily is being good at football.
I think the respect thing was like, don't be a dickhead. Like, not like,
fine.
like you don't have to be nice. Like you don't have to be nice. You just like respect is not nice. So
No,
I think
very
they're
true.
looking for professional football players, and I'm down with that. Yeah, hopefully they get talented ones. If Elliot Wolf's there, I certainly have my doubts, but we'll see.
Do you think Mr. Walker should have put that like when you walked into his class? Don't be a dickhead. Like,
that was something I was never taught by that man. It was actually rewarded. The bigger of a dick I was, the more reward I was given.
Yeah,
by my schoolmates and by my teacher.
The biggest lesson learned out of that was learning what enabling was.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Speaking of lessons that should have been learned, did the COVID vaccine cost Richard his teeth and Raymond his gallbladder?
Yeah.
I think it's crystal clear. Yeah.
Crystal clear.
Yeah. I assume you were each inoculated with the same vaccine?
I don't know. We haven't shared notes. I did some research on now, is it, Bobby, your mother's side that was the Native American, correct?
That is correct.
I did some research.
How can you tell by the braided pussy hair?
Well, yes, the secretion of Native Americans do not have effect on teeth, so I ruled her out, so it must have been the vaccine.
Very good. Well done. I was wondering where you would go with that. And very good. Josh McDaniel said he was smitten with Drake May. Do you think Drake feels the same?
I don't know. I'm kind of starting to feel like Drake May just doesn't give a fuck about anything. Like he just has like a very carefree attitude.
Well, he's 21, and most 21-year-olds feel that way. I think he's got to be more pleased with the coaching he's received thus far and how these individuals are as opposed to last year's turd stains.
Look, the optimism for Drake May and the coaching staff is still up, but let me tell you, from the jump, the trading of Joe Milton and McDaniels coming out here and waxing the balls, using the word smitten about his 21-year-old quarterback doesn't make me feel all warm and fuzzy. All right, go coach this guy hard. I don't want to hear how fucking much you like hanging out with him outside the football field. I just have no patience for that, and certainly not the word smitten when it comes to your franchise quarterback. Get that out of your vocabulary, Josh.
Agreed.
I agree. Let's not dick ride him before he's done a damn thing.
No dicking down until you get dicked up, you know?
Exactly. Should the red flags on Abdul Carter affect their potential decision on him picking at 4?
Well, if you're going by culture, this kid's an asshole, apparently, and he has a big entourage.
Easy. We're very much flirting the racist line.
I know, but that's what the report is.
Going off of reporting here, this is an opinion.
It's not my opinion, but from all reports,
he's reported to be a diva off the field who would be difficult per se on all Monday through Saturday, wouldn't give full effort, all in on Sundays, but may not be the best practice guy.
Sounds like Jamie Collins.
I think it makes the decision for the Patriots a lot easier. If he's sitting there at 4, you've got way better potential for trade down. And if on their board he's close to somebody, talent-wise, I think it makes the decision a lot easier.
It does.
So, I would think if they got to him and they were scared by those red flags, then it makes trading down more feasible than obviously anybody outside of him and Hunter being there, even Shedeur Sanders. So, I think they should be concerned and look into it.
I think they should certainly look into it. I thought you described it well. Just because the guy's a dick doesn't mean that he can't be told to be respectful, if that's all it is. He doesn't have to be nice. He just doesn't have to be a dick at the facility. That's easy. This can be taught.
There's a difference between college and there's a difference between college and the NFL. Landry's in that room now. They've
he's going to have grown men there to kind of help guide him
and beat the shit out of him on the football field if need be.
Because he would complete that defensive line. They would have a legitimately very good defensive line. If Barmore's healthy, he participated. You have him and Milton Williams on the inside, Abdul Carter, Keon White, Landry. That's a legitimate defensive line. And another cornerstone piece up front to go with Christian Gonzalez that you could have as two real keystone pieces. So he would be really, really hard to pass by.
What if he turns into give me the cat name from Dallas? Parsons. Micah Parsons as a player, but also a pain in the ass that he is in Dallas because the Cowboys stink. And if the Patriots stink, and if Carter is Micah Parsons, both on and off the field, is that a win for the Patriots at 4 overall?
It is a slam dunk. Most players that are that good happen to actually be pain in the asses. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it works. I think it's
if
just
you lose.
Normal.
If your franchise is a piece of garbage like the Cowboys and you continuously underachieve, then yeah, I think you get the other side of the coin on talent. If you win and hold yourselves accountable, which is what Vrabel is here to do, then you take that risk. So I think I just talked myself into taking him at 4 unless you get a real nice trade package.
Yeah, I agree. He would offer the potential probably for a great trade back, and if you go that route, that's fine. But I don't want the reason to simply be because they found out that he was a jerk.
Agreed.
All right. Why is Kendrick Bourne still on this team?
That was a great question. He was on TikTok live the other day, and I asked that question, and it didn't even come on. He didn't want to respond to it.
I will give you an answer. It's 2 words: Jalen Polk.
Yeah, and
Keyshawn Booty and Javon Baker. That's why he's still on this team.
Kendrick Bourne is equally as bad as all of them because he continuously fucks up.
I love how much Bobby hates.
He sucks. He's terrible.
On the list of hate board, it's Missoula and then very far down. I think Bourne starts at number 2 for Bobby.
No, it's that kid that made fun of Bobby on YouTube the other day.
No. That kid can't even tell the difference between royal blue and light blue. That rolls right off Bobby's duck back. There's no. Yeah. Kendrick Bourne gets under his skin. You can tell.
Bingo. Bingo. All right. You would be excited if the Patriots did what in the draft?
Got the best talent at 4.
I thought you were going.
Boring.
That was.
That was a layup.
I'm glad you put some thought into this, Ray. If they slam dunk it, if they trade back out of 4 into somewhere to 7 or 9, they get a high-profile wide receiver and a high-profile left tackle. They trade back into the first round and they solidify the 2 biggest needs on their team that they've had for years. If they can do that, obviously there's no guarantee in any of the players that they pick in this round. I'm not saying it's going to solve all their problems. However, based on this draft and the players and the profiles, you're picking from 4 to 24. They all have some type of letter grade that is around the same, depending on how you want to look at them. So if you can trade back and get a left tackle or wide receiver, and then trade back into the first round and vice versa, that's, I think well done. Whether they can play or not, you've done your part, at least on draft night.
Bingo. That's my same answer. It doesn't necessarily matter how they do it, but 2 first-round picks. With 2 starters, 2 first-round picks, whether it's drafting at 4, trading back, or the double trades, however it happens, get 2 firsts out of this where you're 2 starters at 2 keystone positions.
Do we give him credit if the left tackle from Ohio State slips into the early second round and they got to trade up and it's technically a second-round pick? But you get
him credit for that.
I would still give them credit if they go up and get a starter. Yes.
Yeah, the same thing going into this offseason. Target your guys, have a plan, go get them. Felt like they were going to fail at that at first, and then they brought out the checks and the big money, and the Milton Williams came in and the Landrys, and so I have faith Vrabel, has a plan. I would be really surprised if they executed that. I think picking at 4 is the most the odds are that they're just going to stick and pick. But there's a lot of variables because of that.
You would be disappointed if the Pats do what in the draft or don't do what in the draft?
Draft the fucking kid from LSU, Will Campbell, at 4, and don't try to trade back or do anything else.
I would be disappointed if the Patriots don't come out with an impact speed running back. Someone that they can put back there that have some real dynamic burst and speed, third down, someone that can catch the ball out of the backfield. It's just a part of their offense that they haven't had in years. And there is so many good running backs this year. They could pick one up easily.
I read today that's a high level target that they're looking at.
I would almost guarantee one of those 3rd round picks is a running back.
So would you be upset if it was Genty at 4?
I would be thoroughly furious, yes,
Wow.
because there are so many other. They can get a running back that, let's say Genty is an A running back. They can get a B running back in the 4th round. Like, it's just not necessary.
Yeah, it's a deep running back class. Today on my ride home, I talked myself into Will Campbell. They draft Will Campbell at 4.
I'm fine with Will Campbell.
And make some moves and get some impact players. On draft day, it won't feel as good, but we'll put the pause on it. And if the guys can play, then okay. I've talked myself into that being an okay pick because we've all said if they trade back and took him at 7, 8, or 9, like it would feel better. You need him anyway. Those players, like, what are you going to take? The linebacker / D line from Alabama or the small D lineman from Michigan? They've all got fucking problems.
Everybody's got a thing.
You need a left tackle. That kid, every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, fuck yeah, this guy's got the right attitude. So what? His arms are a half inch shorter than what they're supposed to be. I mean, I get measurables and I get they're important in the NFL, and I get it as left tackle, you need a certain body type, but I think that kid can play. So if he's there and that's their kind of only choice, I'm not going to kill him for it.
Yeah. No, I agree. You forget about how important left tackle is when they're not playing games. When they're playing games, remember how important that position was? So they need it. It's legitimate.
Yeah, exactly. If they take the linebacker D line out, what's his name from Alabama? That is now climbing Patriots draft boards. It'll come to me. If they take him and he's kind of a second stringer subbing in and has some flashy plays every once again, and Badarian Lowe's continuously getting a holding call and a sack, we're all going to go back and go, fuck, the short arm kid from LSU would have been a nice upgrade at this point in time.
Agreed. Well, the Crafts,
Jahad Campbell.
I don't think that's it.
Jalen Walker. Will the Crafts ultimately screw up the Vrabel regime?
Yes. Although, did you hear that, like, Jonathan doesn't want to be in the limelight? Robert Kraft came out, and I don't know who he's getting interviewed with, but Jonathan Kraft doesn't like to be in the limelight.
Meetings, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be out there, and Robert's like, well, I'm going to see what happens in 2 to 3 years. Motherfucker, you're going to be dead in 2 to 3 years, so Jonathan better come out in the limelight pretty soon because he's going to have to run this team.
2 things in this. Jonathan not being in the limelight is the smartest thing the Kraft has done in a long time. Every time you see him next to his father, the question is going to be, when are you giving up the team, Robert? So whether he wants to be or it's strategic, wise. Don't bring in that question. It just creates more questions. Will they screw up the Vrabel regime? No, because Vrabel will screw up the Vrabel regime.
Wow.
If he's not good, then they'll be forced to make a decision, and then it'll be on them. And if they make a bad one, sure, you consider that a fail. If he's good, the owners just don't have that much to do with it. Unless they go in there and fire him when he's good, then yeah, sure, they'll screw it up, but they're not going to do that. They were forced to fire Mayo. They don't even want to fire that guy. They understand what it takes to be successful. They watched it happen for 20 years. As long as Vrabel's good, I think they're going to pretty much kind of give him his space to be good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And either way, a good owner is in the background. You don't need him in the limelight. They only have to speak twice a year. So I think old Johnny Kraft can handle that if he's going to be the one that ultimately takes over. And I agree. I think that they've learned their lesson, that they're not going to meddle. They just need to cut the checks and not be one of the lowest cash spending teams in actual cash value.
Yeah. If Vrabel goes in there and starts to be a big tough guy a couple years down the line and just gets his back up against some shit, then relationships fray. But yeah,
we saw that.
For them to ruin it would be, some type of meddling, and I don't see it. I think they're better than that. They made a really bad call on Mayo, and they let Belichick, they gave him the reins at the end. Letting Brady go was a big mistake, sure, but I still have faith that they kind of haven't a clue what they're doing.
Spike's a hell of a drug.
Spend the money. All right, thank you there, Bobby. We're going to do a quick break. We'll come back and do this for the Red Sox. All right, we're going to go a little bit faster on this one here, Jen, seeing as it is baseball and no one really gives a shit. Is Crochet an ace?
No. Too young to tell, but I don't know. I don't think he is.
Care to elaborate, or just want to stick with that one?
No, he's never done it before. I mean, last year was his first time doing it, and he just doesn't look like he is the ace material. That's all.
It certainly is a projection. There's nothing to say. Yeah, he is. There's no tracker to say yes, he is. I'm gonna go with yes. I think he will be that guy. His stuff is too good. Seems like he's got the right attitude. Obviously, time will tell. But was it Baltimore? It was Baltimore that they needed him to come in and shut it down and get a win through 8 innings. That doesn't happen in today's day and age.
Yeah, that was a miracle.
Had a great game. If it wasn't for his shit defense behind him, his last game, it would have been a very similar outing. Now, he kind of crumbled a little bit. You want to see a little bit more out of him in that spot, but give it 1.5 out of 2 opportunities to be an ace, and he's kind of come through. I'm going to give him the nod on that one. I think he got it there, Crochet, and he's still young-ish, so he can figure it out. Was the Bregman signing worth it? He's on pace for over 40 errors this year.
How much did Devers have last year?
Not 40, but he did lead the league. He was the worst third baseman in baseball.
Yeah, Bregman will turn it around. It's cold up here. It's been raw out there. It's not very warm. So yeah, he'll turn it around.
Worth it. They weren't going to get anybody else, so why not? Might as well add him.
Yep, definitely worth it. They had more money to spend than God, and he's a proven winner. And he's been hitting the bat. He's been swinging the bat pretty well. He had a couple bad games here. Bobby, who's your favorite Red Sox player of all time?
I'd probably go Mo Vaughn. I like watching Daddy lean over the plate and hit dingers.
I knew he was going fucking 90s. That's the last time you watched the game.
Yeah. I used to love how he would just hang over the plate and then just like cronk it right out of there. Yeah,
great demonstration. That was great.
Yeah, it's an excellent swing. He just admitted to doing steroids, so that makes sense.
Yeah, MVP, that's when baseball was fun. So people should all do steroids.
Totally. How about Mr. Wilyer Abreu, Raymond?
Contreras got jammed, and he's strong enough to get that past the dive of the first baseman Gonzalez to third base. Abreu, big throw in time. Wow! What an arm and what a throw by Wilyer Abreu.
Elite.
Didn't think there was a chance.
Elite. That's why he's the Gold Glover out there, and that.
I always say Wilyer. It's Wilyer.
Really?
Just
racist.
Yeah,
racist.
Apologies. Is he legit?
Yeah. He's been the best player on this team so far in the 2025 season. I know it's a short season, but he's exciting to watch. He, what's his average at? Is it still over 500 or around 400 now?
No, but no, he's swinging the bat really well to start the season. Yes.
I thought he was up there. It was very high for
really holding down the 8th place in the batting order. Really, he's killing it there.
Yeah, but now they have a chip. Now they have a trade tool. I mean, if he stays hot, you get rid of him because you have.
You think everybody you bat those guys clean up? Nah, fuck that. Put them last.
Baseball, it's nerd stuff. You wouldn't understand.
I know, fucking nerd stuff.
Yeah, he finished the season strong last year. Came out strong this year. He's already got a walk-off for him. Yeah, I think he's a legit player. To Bobby's point, he is batting 8th. So is he a legit blue chip?
Wait,
I don't know.
How the fuck did Bobby know that?
I'm not sure. He's got a lot of to say here in this.
I know everything about the Red Sox. I've been trolling you the whole time.
Wow, impressive.
I'll tell you this. I give him more credit than I did moving into the season. I thought he was in trade talks for somebody. I forget. It was like, why are we even talking about this? But 25 years old, one of the best players on your team right now. Yeah. You hold on to that guy. Have you watched? Oh, maybe this is it. Have you watched the Red Sox doc? I think it's on Netflix from last season.
I have not.
Raymond?
No, not yet. It's on. It's in the Quay.
Good. Keep it in the Quay. Two big points out of that. Apparently, Duran talked about his failed suicide attempt, and Cassis, that mercurial fuck, paints his nails just to troll you homophobes out there. Your thoughts?
No.
Go ahead, Raymond.
No.
I'd like your astute opinion on male suicide and homophobia.
I ain't touching this one. No. Bobby, go ahead.
So Cassis has the thing. He does not like people who are homophobes.
Yeah.
That's what that's at. So he paints his nails. I don't really understand how that trolls them, but good for him for taking that stance. And yeah, that Duran thing is pretty sad.
He is a troubled young youth. Okay. Next question: is Alex Cora good?
Yeah. I mean,
Slow starts, bad finishes to the season. They have collapsed at the deadline the last 3 seasons. Now their management didn't do much to help them, but every deadline they've gone downhill and shit the bed. Their defense is terrible outside of this terrific play by their young player Rafaela.
Swings away and he flies that one. Abreu racing back, and a sliding play. Rafaela made the catch. He comes out of nowhere on the warning track. Are you serious? To steal an extra base hit. How did he?
Are you serious?
That pitcher looked like a certified goon.
I would like you to throw some respect in that pitcher because his name is Dick Fitz, and you need to.
He looks like a Dick Fitz.
His name is Dick Fitz, and he was very excited about that play. It was a hell of a play by Rafael. Alex Cora, watching the game today. Now they won barely. They again had bases loaded in the 10th where they had scoring position in the 9th with 1 out or no outs. Struck out twice in a fly ball from Campbell that almost landed for the game winner. And then in the 10th, they get the bases loaded again. It looked like Trevor Story was going to strike out yet again, but gets a swinging bunt and they win the game. But that's all just to say Alex Cora had an opportunity to basically pitch around or walk George Springer in the 9th, and he didn't. In the 10th, and he didn't. And they gave up the go-ahead run with Springer's sacrifice fly. So, I don't know what kind of decisions Cora's made in game to qualify him as good, and his team has sucked for a number of years. His roster has sucked too. I don't know if we can definitively say that Alex Cora is a good manager at this point in time. I think that the question marks are surrounding him.
Here are the facts. The only time he was good, he was a confirmed cheater, and with no confirmed cheating, he blows.
No, I believe he won a World Series with the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's right. 2018. I think they did some cheating too, though. So there you go. Here's one for you. How much of your own fart stench can you handle?
I've only gagged on my fart once, but anything
doesn't
else
bother me at all.
Great, I love it.
I could live in my fart.
Me too.
I find it intoxicating, an aroma that I have no issue with. I all of it.
Very good. I had this morning. I had just a dense loaf of bread, like dipped in queef, sprinkled with paprika, is how I described it this morning. And at first, it was interesting, and then after a while, it just, I gotta get out of here. I was in my car though, so you're really
you fucking hotboxed yourself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you consider rolling the window down?
I did roll the window down. It was chilly. It was on the highway, so it was not enjoyable. But it got me asking the question.
You just pass other cars that have their windows slightly down. You just give the head nod because
like 1 in 50 people, like they get it. Like the truck driver's like,
you give the little
just a head tip.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. Should they bring the ABS challenge system to the big leagues? Here's some statistics. Major League Baseball said Wednesday that 617 out of 1,182 challenges were successful in 288 exhibition games with the automated ball strike system. Batters who asked for the challenge won exactly 50% of their 596 challenges. The defense catchers won 54%. And 56, challenge defense was 54%, catchers were 56%, and pitchers were 41%. Idiot pitchers. Teams challenged 2.6% of all pitches called. The offense asked for computer review on 4.4%, and defense 1.2%. So that's sliding into second or first base. That's what the defense is considered. The ABS was installed in 13 spring training ballparks, hosting 19 teams. An animation of the pitch was displayed on video boards showing spectators the challenge result. Rob Manfred said robot umpires could be used as early as 2026 regular season, but feedback from players and teams needs to be gathered and analyzed before the decision is made. During the 2024 regular season, 10.9% of all called pitches in the strike zone were ruled balls, and 6.3% of all pitches outside the strike zone were ruled strikes. So low numbers of getting it wrong, basically. Challenges averaged 4.1 per game, with the overturn rate slightly over 50%. In minor league games this year, a challenge averaged 13.8 seconds.
Yeah, they're very quick, aren't they?
It's 13.8 seconds.
Similar to your sexual performance, Raymond.
Brag.
Very good. Should the Bigs be looking into this, bringing this into regular season action next year, 2026?
Yeah, make the game faster, make it more idiot-proof. I mean, yeah, that's why we all get pissed. One guy's strike zone's bigger than the other. Now it's going to be universal. You have all that. I'm all for it.
Not all men's strike zone are created equal, Raymond. So certain men have bigger strike zones than others, and those men deserve to flaunt that strike zone over men with smaller ones.
Very good, Bobby. No more replay, no more challenges, no more dickhead batters saying that's out of the strike zone. No, the umpires are part of the game. Referees are part of the game. It's a human game. Getting pissed at shitty calls is part of the whole game. Sometimes it benefits you, sometimes it doesn't. You fucking deal with it. You got a small strike zone? Sorry for you. You got a big strike zone? Good for you. Figure it out throughout the game. Swing the fucking bat, you asshole, loser, pussy baseball players. No challenges. I don't even like the challenges they have now. You slid into second. The ump makes the call and looks over the manager. You guys want to challenge this? They look at the television to decide, and then they say yes or no. Stupid. It's a human game. Make it a human game. Get your stupid robots out. I don't care if it's right or wrong. That's not the point. They don't get it right anyway. How many football plays have we seen on replay for catches where they come back and say yes or no, and half the people disagree anyway?
So just get rid of instant replay on all
of it. Get rid of all instant replay and challenges. Unless you, the only thing I will allow for is a guy sitting in front of, or multiple referees in front of televisions in New York City, and on a play for a touchdown, and it's a blatantly missed call. Yeah. The missed pass interference call in the Saints-Rams game in the NFC Championship. Boop. New York says, you idiots missed that one. That's the flag. That's the only, and it takes 5 seconds. That's it. That's all they get.
It isn't a challenge. They just say you got it wrong.
Yes, which they are starting to. The NFL is starting to do that.
Which I'm fine with too. Yeah, no challenges. You just call in and say, not wrong. Do it again.
Aren't they getting rid of the first down markers in the NFL now?
Yes, which is also stupid. So now you have digital first down markers. What's the first game that's going to break and cause, Vegas to win $1 billion off you sucker fucking gamblers?
When's the Eagles opening up on Thursday Night Football? That's what's going to happen.
Stupid. Take the technology. Come on. Enough. Quick break. Oh, did I miss one?
Yeah.
Are you still in?
Are you still in on the 2025 Red Sox,
Bobby?
They seem fine. They'll probably be an 81 and 81 team.
He did AP classes in high school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Although his mic doesn't work very well tonight, so you win some, you lose some.
Oh, it's not working at all.
Yeah, still in on the Red Sox. They've got good talent. They're entertaining. They're not a bore so far.
Yeah, I mean, come see June, see how they are. If they're actually competing and actually winning games middle of the pack, I'll be interested. If they
I didn't ask in June. I asked, are you in right now?
Oh, yeah, sure.